Hey, welcome to Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYard, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord, the big news, Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Oh my God, where'd you go?
I was drinking water, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, we're back with a brand new show. Very excited to get into this week. How are you guys doing this week?
Doing fire emoji.
Doing
times
fire.
10.
Whoa, times 10?
Yep, it's hot as fuck.
Hell yeah. I'm very excited. I have continued on my journey to be caught up to every current running Shonen Jump series currently being circulated in the magazine, and I've created a little tier list for it. I've been tracking it over the last few weeks as I've been slowly catching up to everything, and some major changes in the magazine on top of me catching up to certain series have created some movement here. So let's get into said movement. Starting out at the bottom, it's Kagurabachi at F tier. We all know why. But yeah, we'll get into that more later, actually. The D tier list is staying where it is. This is basically where I'm putting, it's a probationary period for new series / the most mid series where they go. I'm sorry, Josh, but Ganran Egg remains at the bottom of my D tier list. I know you love this series more than life itself, but it remains.
To quote the extinguished Mike.
The extinguished Mike?
Yeah,
You mean distinguished?
I'm high.
Were you going to quote him?
No, you did.
Okay.
Wait, how do you quote?
More than life itself. Didn't he just say that
No.
about?
Defend. He said Brian to defend a series with his life.
Well, like I said.
Close enough, I suppose. Yeah, sorry. Ganran Egg is at the bottom currently. It is also at the bottom of the Shonen Jump polls, which I do not take any joy in, but it is there. And I feel like it doesn't have long for this world, unfortunately. Alien Headbutt
This
is...
must be satisfying after.
I'm not satisfied by it. I'm not satisfied by this. Alien Headbutt is in chapter 2. I enjoy it. I think it's a fun little series. I think it's growing on me slowly. It's not bad at all. It's just like very edge, but in a good way. You know, it reminds me of Bakuman, where there's like a character who does like very edgy, like hardcore like manga. And this is one of those manga that would like remind me of that character. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he wear like the bandana, and he made the motorcycle one at the end. But yeah, it's kind of that vibe. It has like kind of it's in the same ilk of kind of Chainsaw Man-y type stuff. I think it has the potential to be something very interesting. I am enjoying it. Kinato's Magic, I think is enjoyable. Is a little generic. I feel like out of the three,
Did you hover your mouse over the series you're talking about real quick? Oh, okay. It's really small.
Yeah, out of the 3 series, I think this is the most likely to get canceled, not because it's bad, but because it's kind of generic compared to the other 2. It's very shonen, like very like Black Clover-esque. but I like it. I think I think like there's just like a soft spot for it in my mind. There's nothing bad about the series at all. I actually like find it funny and entertaining, and the art's very nice. So I hope it sticks around for a while. And then there's Underdoctor, which I find very fun, very interesting. It's like, it's just like a well drawn, well written. I'm excited to see where it goes. It seems to be doing okay in the polls as well. All three of these series seem to be doing okay, but we'll see. It's only like 3 weeks, 4 weeks in to this new round of series, so we'll see where they go. Me and Roboco stay where it's at. Elusive Samurai ended this week, which means
for real?
Yeah, it ended naturally. It did not get canceled. After 250 something chapters, Elusive Samurai comes to its end. So as per the deal right now, it's out of the running. But where I left off with chapter 40. It's rough when you're reading all these series at the same time. It takes a lot longer to catch up. But I thought Elusive Samurai was cool enough. It didn't like really capture me all that well. I think like by the time where I was at, it was like starting to hook me a little bit. I was more familiar with the characters, and I just didn't catch up to it fast enough.
Would you agree you've read past Our Long Park?
I believe where I left off was kind of what was it, like chapter 40 of One Piece. One Piece chapter 40. It can't have been that long. One Piece chapter 40. Oh, One Piece chapter 40 was still Usopp's arc in Serp Village. So
I mean,
yeah, I didn't.
Well, the saying is the saying is that if you don't enjoy it after by the time you get to Arlong Park or like after it, then it's just not for you.
Yeah,
then that's fine.
Yeah, it's a perfectly fine series. It just wasn't like my cup of tea. And it's also not running anymore, so I have to disinclude it.
Why? So are you gonna not read it anymore?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay, fair enough.
The stipulation is that it's no longer in the series. There's too many series. I can't just like be picking up. Maybe in the future I'll like pick it up and just read it on my own. But I'm really trying to get through this challenge of reading every single series. And where did I put it? I thought it was here. Oh, there it is. So yeah, Elusive Samurai is gone for now. Maybe I'll pick it up again later. Hema 10, I am currently reading. That's where I'm at right now. I'm reading the next batch of 20 chapters. I try to read every series in batches of 20. I should be caught up to Hema 10 after this round. Right now, it's perfectly serviceable. It is a harem series, like hardcore. So, with these kinds of things, it's not particularly my cup of tea, but the idea is,
Wait, if you're saying that, that means it's way worse than any of us can actually imagine.
No, it's not. No.
Because there be harem series and you say, nah, that's not a harem. So if you say that this one...
You say that... what was it that you said was a harem series that it's definitely not? Oh, Dandadan?
I've seen a couple.
No, Yozakura Family.
Yeah, Yozakura Family is not at all a harem series.
Nice try, Christian. We're not falling for your harem agenda.
Yeah, Chris, like, I'm just appalled that you're still capping, at this point. But
yeah, just accept it's 2026. It's okay.
Dan's a harem too, and you won't accept that.
That was what we were talking about. Is that I don't think Dandadan is a harem.
It is a harem.
It's not.
It is, bro. And because of that means your judgment of harem, you have to like.
No, but this is literally
you gotta multiply that.
This is literally a traditional harem series where there's one guy, and there's like 6 girls all liking this one guy, and he's just like, "What? What's going on here?"
Sounds great.
I don't understand. So yeah, it's fine. It's serviceable. I like the premise of this one. The idea is that like this kid is like really good at cleaning houses, and he and the main girl is like the president of her own company, an owner of a company, and she's too busy to clean her house, and he gets hired to be basically her housekeeper. It was cute at first because it was just the two of them, and I thought it would be like really fun. But then like it definitely became a harem when there was like 5 other girls that pop in out of nowhere and are like, "Oh, this boy," So, it's not bad or anything. It's just like it's super difficult to read on the train. There's a lot of fan service in this series.
You have to read it.
And I have to read it as per the journey. I turn around, it's like, you don't understand, I do this for my podcast.
It's for research. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it at all.
It's not that I'm a weirdo.
I'm not some weirdo. I'm doing this for the people. I'm a man of the people. The next one is Mage Next Door. I think it kind of stays where it is. It's a good series. It's also second to last. So it also may not be long for this world. Unfortunate. I like Mage Next Door, but it's probably going to go as well, to be honest. The Hero Girl and the Demon Lord Call It Quits is also a struggling series. I enjoy this series though. Out of this one for this round that came from Gone Run Egg, Mage Next Door, and Hero Girl, I hope Hero Girl stays around, just because it's like a little different. It's a fun little series. I like the art style. It's very cutesy and different. So we'll see where it goes. But I think these series stay where they are at. Witch Watch has been very fun now that they're in a more like moving the plot forward mode. Whenever it gets to that, Witch Watch is a really fun series to read. And I think this like battle arc that they're doing is very fun and unique, and I'm having a good time with it.
It sounds so much like One Punch Man in a way.
Witch Watch?
Where at One Punch Man, yeah, as far as like the tone goes, where like it has its arcs of just kind of silliness.
Yeah.
And really like super subtle, like, world building and plot development.
Yes.
And then it gets hyper serious.
Yeah. I think the difference between the two is I think like I gel with the One Punch Man sense of humor a little better, which is not really the fault of Witch Watch. But yeah, I moved Witch Watch up a little bit because it's been a while since I read New Age Exorcist, and Witch Watch is really entertaining me right now. So, I feel like it's good where there it is. Someone Hurts, I still enjoy. It's a fun little series. It's like nice little like palate cleanser for the magazine, because it's its own little slice of life comedy series. A little bit of romance in it. It's very cute. Ruri Dragon. I've caught up to Ruri Dragon finally, a series that has been plagued by hiatuses. Despite the fact it is honestly a very good series. I really recommend Ruri Dragon. The artwork is fantastic. The story is so good. So much so I'm moving it up beyond Blue Box. I really like Ruri Dragon, and people should read it. It's not a battle manga at all. It's like a very cool fantasy slice of life about a girl who realizes that she's half dragon, and she's just like going through school, like learning about her powers, essentially, and trying to cope with them, and not trying to kill her classmates, essentially. So definitely check it out. There's a lot of heart in this series. I enjoy it a lot. Ichi the Witch. It feels weird to have it at the bottom of a tier because I do enjoy it a lot. I think it's really grown on me, and I think it's going to be very special going forward. But I'm going to keep it at the bottom of my B tier list, but just know that just because it's at the bottom of a B tier list doesn't necessarily, it's like circumstance, I suppose. Shinobi Undercover I've caught up to. That's the second series I caught up to this week. Fantastic series, a really good action series. I really like the character dynamic between the protagonist of the series and this little operator that talks to him through like a little earpiece. Shinobi Undercover is just basically this kid who's like the best ninja around, but he's also super like anxious and like awkward, and he has to like guard this high school. He's also a high school kid, but he has to guard his classmate without her knowing that he's a ninja and all that stuff. The art is very fun. The action's very cool. Yeah, I definitely recommend it, and I would probably put it over Blue Box officially at this point. I'm at the point where anybody in this B tier list can probably move up to A, because I like these 3 series a whole lot. So we shall see.
Where are you at on Ichi the Witch?
No, I already did Ichi.
Do you remember?
I'm caught up to
chapter?
Ichi.
Oh, you're caught up.
Yeah, I've been caught up. I read it from I've been reading it from the start.
Interesting. Well, I mean, to make B tiers, even if it's at the bottom, it's still...
Yeah, it's not indicative of anything, really. It's just a circumstance that I just happen to like these are the series a little bit more right now. Especially since I've been with Blue Box longer. It's like 200 chapters or so. So I'm a little more invested at the moment. These two can switch. I can see that. But yeah, Shinobi Undercover is very good. I think if it gets an anime, I think like there'll be a huge boost in popularity with it, because honestly, I think Brian would like this series a lot, just the way it's drawn. It's very like a more refined Sakamoto Days in a sense, where it still has like that sketchiness, but it's a little more like tuned up. It's a good series. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo stays at the top of B rank, could move to A rank at any point. It's almost over, I feel, so we'll see where it goes. Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi stays where it's at. Sakamoto Days stays where it's at. Yeah, so does Akane Banashi. I really like Akane Banashi, and I will recommend every week everybody read this series. I'm very curious to see how it translates to anime, because obviously this is, again, a performance art, and this is probably one of the few that I will insist on watching in sub, just because it's very tied to like the language and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Akane Banashi is very
what
good.
it's worth, bro. I don't know if they already announced an anime. I forgot if you said that.
Yeah, there's like they released a trailer. It's coming out soon, sometime this year.
So when it does come out, I'm absolutely gonna watch it.
Hell yeah,
like without a doubt. I'm sure you don't have anything to say about One Piece right now.
No, it stays in S tier, surprisingly. You know, shock of all shocks.
So I guess so you're pretty much wrapped up with the tier list, right? But you could keep it open right now, because I want to talk about something. But first, I want to mention I've been reading Ichi the Witch. I mentioned it in the pre-show, but I've read up to 8 chapters. It's a really interesting series. I see a lot of potential in it. I like the characters. It's funny because it's hard to not be jaded sometimes reading certain series. Like when you start certain series and you see clear tropes you've seen several times. But you know, the premise of the series, you know, being surrounded, like being, you know, it being a fantasy based, you know, I would say like light fantasy, you know, because it's like witches and magic beings, but it didn't feel like Dungeons and Dragons. It felt like fresh. You know, how the magic was like alive creatures. And it's funny, I kept thinking about how it's funny at the beginning of every chapter, I kept thinking about how you said it felt like it's almost like Pokemon, how they like go after like creatures and have to capture like their powers. It's cool. It makes me look forward to what's next. It's a really nice like formula. So I guess that's why, I'll be honest, at first I felt a little discouraged that it wasn't higher, that you caught up like to the series, because I foreseen it possibly being in the high B rank, like where Ruri Dragon is like right behind Modulo. But I also haven't read Shinobi Undercover. I'm never gonna read Blue Box, so I really can't comment on it. As much as I'd love to hate on it, it'd be wrong. So that's why I felt like, and the reason I wanted you to keep the tier rank, the tier list up is that, have you ever thought about giving criteria for certain tiers? Because it feels like you determine that with like D tier, how it's like circumstantial, because it's like it holds a spot, like series you're close on, like, but like towards the other end of the spectrum, like in order to make A rank, you have to have this criteria, like
I feel
maybe
like
not anything by the numbers, but
yeah, I feel like for me, I'm going very much on vibes on where I'm reading it and where I'm at least for the series that I haven't caught up. That's why it fluctuates so much with certain series. So, I think like things can change with Ichi the Witch. It really is just kind of circumstantial in that my taste is a little more geared to something like Ruri Dragon than Ichi the Witch.
yeah, of course.
I really like Ichi the Witch. I started out not loving it, like kind of thinking it was a little mid. But I think the last couple arcs of Ichi the Witch have like kind of changed my perspective, and it's gotten like a lot better as the world has expanded. So, Ichi the Witch can certainly jump. It's still a young series.
Yeah, of course. I might end up really, really liking it or feeling like, mellowing out on it.
Yeah, I think you will.
I'll say this though. When you took Elusive Samurai off the tier list, he was like, yeah, I mean, there's no point in placing it since I'm not even going to read it anymore. I was a little surprised because, I figured, damn, like, I know you'd feel that way maybe about a D tier, but I feel like if like B rank and above are series that like, even if you found out they was getting canceled and you was catching up, you would probably still want to finish them out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know how long I'm going to do this tier list section. So is it going to be until, I catch up to everything and I'm like in perfect synchronicity with the magazine and I'm like reading every chapter, concurrently? But yeah, the criteria is that the series has to be currently running and like continuing to run. Because I can't, if I continue to put a lot of focus on Elusive Samurai, it will take me longer to catch up on Nue's Exorcist, which is one of the longer series, and me and Roboco. So, it's a complicated position, but I could easily pick it up and start another journey. When this tier list is complete.
Yeah,
and maybe I'll come back to the tier list every now and then to change it. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to think of criteria because it really is just kind of vibes on where each series is at, where I'm at with it. But I don't know.
Cool.
I know that wasn't like a particular strong answer, but it's vibes, dog.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's how you constructed the tier list. It's just questions I had.
Yeah. Brian, you've been reading Underdoctor, right? How do you like it?
Yes.
I'm curious.
I like it. It's kind of like off-brand Sakamoto Days a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. It has that same vibe.
But
Off-brand Sakamoto Days.
It's like
that's tough.
It's like there's kicks and then there's pops, and this is pops, or is it kicks? I don't know which one.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm talking about? Like the cereal pops and kicks. They're both the same, but they're different names.
Are they the same?
You're thinking of Corn Pops?
No, I'm thinking of pops and
no,
kicks.
that's not
you know
an off-brand. Both of them, they're two different. They're two different. Real
no, they're
brands.
both the same.
No, they're not.
No, Corn
Yes, they
Pop.
are.
Kicks is small. Kicks are small, like almost like that's like small balls, right?
Hey, yo. Okay.
And pause, yeah. And the pops is like they're like almost inflated. You know what I'm saying? Like they're big kernels or whatever. Like they look totally different.
Are we talking about corn pops right now?
They look the same.
Corn pops?
They're literally the same.
Pops versus kicks.
Pops are not perfect circles. They're like misshaped and all of that.
But they're still basically doing the same thing.
You're talking
But
about corn pops. Those aren't.
Kicks isn't an off-brand. What you're thinking about is like if you used to get Fruity Pebbles versus the Fruity Pebbles that's in the bag, like Dino Pebbles.
Yeah. No, Brian,
that would be an off-brand.
Corn pop is like literally like a sweet, corn thing.
They both are.
Not kicks.
But even hold on.
Yeah, kicks
even
is literally on the box. It shows kicks coming out of a corn.
Okay, so but you know what? That's not an off-brand.
Hold on. Even if it was the same, they're both branded cereals. So that's like saying Cocoa Krispies versus Chocolate Pebbles. They're both brands. The same shit, sure, but they taste a little different and they're both name brand.
All right, I feel like that's more appropriate. A more appropriate summation of how I feel about this series. So
yeah.
So I know what you mean. Off-brand.
Not
so
off-brand.
It's not like the
it's
two flavors of the same cereal.
Yeah, two different flavors of the same cereal.
Yeah. Two cereals of the same flavor.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Is that not what I just said?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
For the third time.
All right, same cereal, different taste. Different cereal, same taste.
No, because the taste is
same cereal, different names.
Same cereal, different names. But that's my tier. That's my tier list. That is where we lie.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Kicks and Pops is not the same. They don't taste.
Yes, they are. Yo, when was the last time we had either one?
I don't know. Since like high school, bro. I've had Kicks since like high school.
Yo,
but it was not like Pops. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you.
Next time we do an in-person podcast, we're doing a Pops.
Yeah, it's gonna be on our pre-show. We'll do a Pops versus Kicks. I think honestly,
you're gonna have to be the most unbiased version of yourself possible. Because you're the only. Because Brian's gonna lie.
I'm gonna have to be the judge.
I'm a truther.
I'm not gonna lie, Brian. I'm on Josh's side here a little bit. I think they're very different, but
no, you guys are wrong.
It's been a while, so maybe
You guys are wrong. I'm right.
Okay. All right. Well, since you said it, bat Pokemon thing. I don't know.
Pops is valid. No one ever gets Kicks. That shit's for like
my aunt had Kicks.
Cornflakes or something. That's all right.
You got Kicks, Brian?
No, my aunt had Kicks growing up, and then my other aunt had Pops.
Who had Kicks?
Because it was healthy. It was healthy AF for you, not Pops. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Kicks is like plain Cheerio with a little bit more flavor. It had a little
something there.
Taste to it, but that's corn. Yeah, but that's because it's corn.
Yeah.
And it's not a flake. I don't know, bro.
Listen, corn.
It was definitely better than like plain Cheerios. I'll give you that. But you violated Pop. You need to you should go have a bowl of Pops before the next podcast. We don't have to wait until we do this. We can.
No, I don't think I will.
Masses, but like, we all choose to die on some hills, man.
Yeah. You're gonna die on Corn Pop Hill?
So be it. He's a grown man.
Oh my God.
Got hair on his chest.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you got to take a stand.
He knows a lot about making stands. He's waiting, waiting on Eneru. It might happen, bro.
It will happen. I can see it.
Sure. All right. Shall we shall we jump into our main show?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't live.
One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1174, the strongest thing in the world. last we left off, things were getting kind of crazy up in Elbath. A lot of the giants have caught up to the children that were originally being led to a ship that the Holy Knights were going to use to take the giant children to Marijua to train them to be their own little personal giant soldiers. But unfortunately, Summers knocked a sleep tid into not only the ship, but the sea clouds that that would have taken them out of there. So there is no way to take the children to Marijua at this point. So Summers is like, oh shit, I fucked up so bad. Oh my God, this looks really bad for me. The power of the arrow is still active. The kids are going to walk themselves right off the edge and splatter onto the mountainside. In that time, as Summers is yelling to Gunko to stop the kids, he peeps the giant children's parents trying to stop the arrows from functioning. They can't break the arrows. They're doing their best to save their kids. And Summers just gets weirdly turned on by this. He's like, whoa, now that's a deliciously depraved way to die. You know, the prospect of these giants watching their children fall off a cliff and die is deeply satisfying to Summers. And he's like, I think it's worth it. And if anybody's at fault here, it's the Great One who is controlling Gunko's body. So, you know.
Fact. That's the one thing I'll give him.
Yeah.
Not a lie.
Yeah, so I could actually have fun. You know, he's like, yeah. And then he gets on his PA system and tells the brats and the PTA members that they were planning on taking them to the Holy Land, but due to an unforeseen accident, we seem to have lost a ship in the sea clouds that rested upon. So that means you will be reaching your goal via the tragic conclusion of falling to your deaths. And it's at this point the giants are like freaking out, trying to stop them from walking off to their deaths. Oimo tries to grab a hold of one of the kids, but his hands get fucked up by Summers' thorns. Summers is having a fantastic time. Meanwhile, the kids are blaming themselves for this. They're both like, this is all happening because I was a bad kid. And they're all just remembering times where they were like not good kids and, not, bullying kids and taking their toys and, not finishing their vegetables and, just generally being disobedient, like regular kids. Nothing too bad, honestly. And they're just like, oh no, this is our fault. And Colum is like at the edge crying. He's like, I don't want to die. And that's when Ridley shows up and takes Colum into his arms, getting stabbed in the process by Summers' thorns. And, Ridley says that she's sorry that she wasn't able to stop them. And Colum pleads to her to leave because then, she's going to get pushed off this cliff with him. And Ridley's like, don't worry, I won't let you die alone. And as the kids all get embraced by their parents and fall alongside them so that they wouldn't have to face this by themselves, they all fall off. And Summers is laughing the entire time. We see Ranja, who's still being encouraging and still putting on a brave face. She gets grabbed by her dad, and her dad's like, I heard you earlier. You were so brave. And we have this very sweet and tender moment. One of the kids is doesn't have parents, and she's remembering that Ange from the Owl Library has, taken it upon herself to be like a mother to her, and she's the one who shows up for Joanna, the giant kid with black horns, so she might have ancient giant ancestry with her. And finally, we see Bjorn get rescued by Rodo, which was very funny. He yells out to him, "Ultra rare Bjorn!" And he grabs onto him. Very sweet moment as they all fall and plummet. Meanwhile, Summers is being cartoonishly evil. And, just laughing at the children and parents falling to their deaths. But we get the very next page where we immediately find out they were saved by none other than Luffy riding on the back of some kind of strange creature. So we get a voice, which is Loki in his full Zoan form. He tells everyone to, once they get up to back to, where they were. I don't remember the middle part of Elbaf. I know one of them is the Sun World, but I don't know what the middle part is called. But they said, once we get up there, I need you to get off my back at once. It'll prevent me from fighting. So yeah, Luffy just yells at them. He's like, hey, they just started falling out of nowhere. Good thing we were passing by. It's like, it's not a good thing. I'm a destroyer. I won't guarantee that anyone survives. Now here goes. Edge. Yeah, super edge. And at that moment, it starts to snow and lightning starts like thundering down upon everybody. And everybody's like, whoa, what is this rhythm? Elbaf itself is shaking. And Ja Rule starts to read off or like cite off the prophecy. On an exceedingly rare day when lightning and snow combine, a vast beast will blanket the sky with its presence. And with the sound of drums of liberation, and we get a full 2-page spread of Loki's dragon form, with Luffy riding atop him and Ragnir right next, saying that the sun god will appear. And that is where this chapter ends. Holy moly. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Come on, bro. RGC. Without a doubt.
Yeah, honestly, it's the same for me. Brian, what did you think? Oh, you know what?
I wish I could.
But I don't know either. Damn, there was another that
Say
was.
Say now, forever hold your peace.
Ooh.
It's okay. It's no disrespect either way.
All right, I'm making the decision. Fuck, this is hard.
Why don't you wait till it gets to your turn?
Yeah.
Since it's not a unified, we could wait.
Yeah, Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
So,
sorry, I didn't give you the RGC sound.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
You already know. So, man, I felt dumb. I felt dumb as hell when I looked at that 2-page spread and seen the fucking dragon, the literal dragon that they showed us in the mural. You know what I'm saying? Carved into the fucking tree on Elbaf. Duel. Like, why did we not make that fucking connection?
Well, you know what's tough is that
silly.
Loki's human form is also on the mural. So there was no way to really like make that connection. I think it's fair to not make that connection.
This is a lore dragon, my nigga.
It is a lore dragon.
You heard what Ja Rule was saying.
No. It was a lore dragon for sure. But, we didn't...
Yeah.
You can't... I feel like it's fair to not make that assumption given Loki's human form is in the mural as well as the dragon. So...
Then why do I feel this way, bro?
Because there was... I think, like... The dragon felt like an easy answer that like Loki would be some kind of dragon.
Okay.
And we couldn't think, we were like, there's no way he's like a dragon. I mean, we already did dragon with Kaido.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But that was a Chinese dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a different kind of dragon. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't think it was a dragon. I thought it was, it made me think too hard about like what specific non-dragon type, like what special non-dragon type mythical Norse creature could it be? Because surely it can't just be dragon. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But go on with your thoughts.
What else is there to say? I mean, I thought the kids and the parents or whatever, the guardians. I didn't think they was dead, but like it just felt so desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so surprised when they got saved by Luffy and them. About Luffy and Loki, and the rush I got, not just from realizing like, oh, okay, they got saved, but I was like, oh yeah, like Loki. I didn't know what the fuck to expect. Still, you just seen a big black mass, right? So it's like I thought maybe he was like climbing the tree or something like that, and maybe he still was, but that didn't scream dragon. So the build up to that reveal. Well done, Oda. Well done. The fact that the kids just seen like an evil, scary version of Nika, and now they're about to see, the young Straw Hat showing them what the real Nika's about. It just brings joy to my soul.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Brian, what were your thoughts on the chapter?
This was a pretty fucking awesome chapter, but I don't know. I do suffer from a little bit of dragon fatigue. I kind of wish it was a different animal, mythical beast of some sort. No, I was hoping it would be like Fenrir or something. Like
I actually don't know what a Draugr. I think that's the skeleton thing.
Draugr,
I just said the first.
No, okay. Draugr I think is the skeleton thing.
In my mind.
Draugr.
Like, remember earlier when Chris thought I was making Pokemon
up? No.
I literally made that up on the spot.
No, the Draugr is the skeleton guy.
I thought it was going to be Surtur from Thor
Ragnarok. Ooh, Surtur would have been cool.
Surtur. Yeah, no, the Draugr is the little skeleton guy.
But yeah, this is a pretty cool reveal. I'm really excited to see his hybrid form, though. That's where the real hype is going to be.
Dude, I was just thinking.
It's probably going to be the most edgy shit. Form. But Shank Stonks go way up with this reveal.
By now.
Shank Stonks go way up because how the fuck did Shanks beat this guy? He's like 5,000 times his size. How the fuck did he beat him?
And he hasn't been training all this time, so he's at least the same level now. So
yeah, this is actually insanity. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. This is a pretty cool reveal here. And Luffy's in giant form, by the way. So that's
he has to be big. He has to be super big at this point.
I wish he wasn't, so that we can really get a good grasp of the scale of this guy.
Well, when you take into consideration that the Draugr, the Draugr is like much bigger than even Loki's base form. This dragon is fucking humongous. And Loki is like one of the taller giants in the verse right now. So
the streets are saying that they copy and pasted Luffy onto the head of the dragon.
That's okay. Oda deserves a break.
Well, I don't think he did.
When your favorite manga artist is 1,000+ chapters in the game, then you can say something.
I also don't think he did that.
Except for the Hunter X Hunter author. He's cool. He's all right.
Yeah, I also don't think that
he's made it to 1,000 chapters in my heart.
He's just using, I guess, I don't know why they would say that. I think he definitely drew him.
Because he looks like he has the same Gear 5 laughing pose, and it doesn't really, I can see why they'd say that it looks a little copy and pasted in, because he kind of just,
it
doesn't really fit the panel.
It's just hard to draw really small people. You know what I mean? Like with the same amount of detail. I think that's why his model looks a little off.
Draw like dots that represent Luffy or something.
That sucks. I would rather. This is better. It is also scaled up Luffy. He has to be like actually really in a giant-esque form in order to be visible on top of Loki at this point, I imagine.
I will say I am tired of Gear 5 Luffy always doing this stupid fucking laughing pose. Can we wrap it up with this? We're doing it too much. It's literally every single time he goes
That's his
into
base
Gear
pose.
5.
Every time he went to Gear 4, he did this,
Yeah, but come on.
Every time he went to Gear 3, he did this, Yeah, you gotta have a pose.
But those were all right. Like, I like those poses more than this one. This one just feels like you do it too much and it just starts to get a little corny. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a little corny at this point. Luffy, just stop. Just fucking do something else. There's a million things you could do in Gear 5. This is the ultimate creative quirk, and you're going hand on face, hand on tummy, ass on ground.
He's laughing.
Every single time.
He's laughing. He's laughing.
Yeah, there's other ways. There's other ways you could laugh, Luffy. Come on.
Laugh different.
It's just the same way every time. I wish it was a little different. You know what I mean?
I feel you. But that is the curse of the Shonen Jump pose. Once you get your standard pose, that's your pose for whatever form you're in.
Like, he could literally do costume changes on the fly. You know what I mean? So he could just come up wearing something different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been upset if they did a different pose that was maybe a little bit more dynamic for the situation or whatever, more tailored for the situation. I don't mind that much.
I would say that
I hope I don't get to that point where I do mind. It sounds like a terrible place to be.
I would say that I think like the focus is more on Loki than it is on Luffy, and that's why he just gave him a standard pose here.
Maybe they forgot to draw Luffy, ran out of panel space, and was like,
oh shit, Luffy's supposed to be here.
Oh shit, I was busy drawing this sick ass dragon form of Loki's that I forgot to.
Damn, I forgot.
I was cooking too hard. I forgot to include my main character.
But pass me the JPEG. That I don't know. Just an NFT.
Just use the wand tool real quick and get him.
Bam. So they'll be all right. Surely no one's gonna feel that irate about this and rant about it.
Surely the streets won't be fucking pissed that despite the fact that I've been giving them 1,100 chapters of peak.
But the criticism is valid, though.
No, I agree.
It definitely does. It did look a little uncanny.
It does. It looks a little, it doesn't fit, I guess. But anyway,
I gotta look at that shit again. Now I'm like thinking about it really hard.
Yeah, I think the scale is what throws it off a little bit because he's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah. This was a tough week for me to pick an RGC. I really like this one. Oda does this all the time where he's very good at pushing whatever arc he's in to the depths of despair in very unique ways. And this was it's still cool how he's able to find ways to pull at the heartstrings, because I think at the center of One Piece in general it's about love, whatever form that takes. And this time it's parental love. It's all these parents just like coming and literally sacrificing their lives for their kids. It's something we saw out of Nami and Belmare. You know, we've seen it with Zeph and Sanji. It's just this like strong depiction of love that is very endearing, and man, you just never get tired of it. It always gets you. He's very good at depicting like the realness of like true love, whether it's platonic or not. I just love it. And really it's just a staple of just people who are willing to fight for themselves and stand up for themselves and for the people they love, that Luffy comes in and helps at the end of the day. Obviously Loki's design is sick. I don't know what Oda was on when he created Loki, but he has the best base form design. He has a fantastic like full Zoan design. I can't wait to see his hybrid form, just like Brian said, because that's just gonna be edge in the best way possible.
Oh yeah, Yeah, we haven't. I can't wait to just see more like on this form. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten a full shot of him in action, and he. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. I'm. It's unfortunate because One Piece is off for next week. But man, it. I think why I'm like very hesitant to give it RGC is not necessarily the fault of the chapter, but the fact that I actually was spoiled on this before. Someone literally just posted this 2-page spread somewhere, and I saw it, and I was like, "Fuck," you know. I feel like it would have been like a shoe in had I not seen it, but it really did take some of the fire out of the gas here, so or gas out of the fire. So it just it's not the fault of the chapter really. I love the build up. I thought, this is classic Oda, and he's still good at this. He finds a way to just like get you really endeared to everybody here and want them to fucking live. So very, very cool chapter. Not necessarily my RGC for more reasons than that. I really enjoyed it, but there was just a chapter that like really got me going a little bit more this week. So so solid. Love One Piece. I feel like, it's not an indication of One Piece that I can miss out on giving it an RGC every other week or so, because it is that good. It's in a league of its own. But
For sure.
Those are all my thoughts, really. Any rebuttals or anything before we move on?
Yes. It's in the form of a question. Who needs to die first, and why is it Somers?
It is Somers because he's a fucking freak. He's a fucking weirdo freak.
Give us some meme-worthy panels in this chapter.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Yeah. Bro, this this face that he makes in page 4 where he's like, what a delicious, where he has his tongue all the way out like, that's like
torn into pieces.
That's
like just shredded until there's nothing left.
Yeah, he needs to be destroyed.
And then he was gonna be like, because he felt, his life force got.
The Somers part of my life force.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Very good. But fuck Somers, yes. All right. Any other rebuttals before we move?
No.
All righty. Let's go.
Tell that pussy clot girl me know what.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 248, Alike. Last we left off, Nagumo just defeated Oki in a pretty cool battle to the death. Although it is unclear whether Oki is dead, I feel like that's kind of ambiguous. But yeah, Nagumo is just resting after like having the fight of his life, and some goons from the JAA pull up, and they're like, "Isn't that dude Nagumo? Yo, he looks dead. Let's claim we did it." And as they're saying that, they get beheaded by somebody. Nagumo wakes up and sees the dead body. He's like, "Whoa, what happened here?" He's like, "Nah, it couldn't be." I'm like, who could it be? I'm literally trying to. At that moment, I'm like, who could it be? I literally don't know.
Right.
Yeah, at that point, that's when we cut over back to Shishiba and his battle with the lightning fella, whoever this guy is. So they're fighting, and lightning guy is like, "You're so fired up. We already took over the JA and the government. What's the point of going wild now?" And Shishiba's like, "Man, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take back the JA, So, and he's like, "Wait, why are you putting your life on the line then?" He's like, "Because when someone attacks me, I fight back." So they're just like boxing it out, and Lightning Guy is like, "I know who you really are. You're not the type who gets fired up on your own behalf." So, they just keep fighting it out for a while. Shishiba actually manages to strike a blow onto Lightning Guy by, knocking these nails into him. And he's like, Lightning Guy gets pissed. He goes, "I'll kill you, energy efficient style." So apparently, like, Shishiba seems to have got onto his trick. He starts gearing up another attack, but then Otsurugi comes in and knocks him back with her buzzsaw. She's like, and Shishiba asks, like, "You finished your part?" And she's like, "I got taken over." By who? A teddy bear. A bear. They're in Tokyo now? And I'm like, who's the bear?
Great show.
Yeah, the bear's a great show. Yeah. But I don't think it's Carmi. I don't think whoever this bear is. He pulls
Chef
up.
Carmi is in
Cousin!
Cousin!
So Buddy here drains all the power out of this pachinko place and repowers himself. And the chapter ends with with all three of them in a 2-page spread lunging at each other, getting ready for another round of battle. And that's where Sakamoto Days ends. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days, chapter 248?
This is an exciting chapter. Sorry to sound like a hater, but this better not be the RGC. You guys just wrestling.
It's not.
Well, I'll be really disappointed. But cool fight. I love watching the dude with the hammer and nails fight. It's always interesting, and I like the way he's leveraging his abilities against this electric dude. This guy seemed like super OP in the series, where people are pretty normal for the most part. Control that much electricity, and he's got help from the homie. He's gonna die. He's gonna get his head sliced off, probably by Otsurugi. But I'm really curious about who might have helped this guy in the beginning, Nagumo.
Yeah.
I don't remember if there was someone that specifically cut heads off like that, but I have a feeling that it wasn't like Otsurugi. It had to be like someone else I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who could it be. If there's anybody who dropped out in the middle of the series and is coming back after like healing or whatever. But I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of any order members that it could be.
Right. Chopping off heads like that.
Yeah.
Imagine it's Rion.
That would be crazy. A cow is like on.
Yeah, no way.
That would be crazy. I mean, she's definitely dead. It would be weird if she just shows up after all this mess.
Yeah, no clue. Anyway, Brian, what are your thoughts?
Pretty good chapter. I like like Josh said, I love every time. What's his name? Shishiba?
Yeah, Shishiba.
Shishiba fights go crazy every single time. I love that these two are like kind of tag teaming the fight together for the last fight of the series. Since they're kind of a package deal.
Yeah, good observation. Yeah, you're right. And she's dressed as a bride?
Yeah, what if they finally what if they propose to each other at the end of this fight? That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I don't have much else to say. This guy is pretty busted. Fucking Static Shock over here.
Yeah. So there's obviously a secret to his powers that Shishiba figured out. My guess is that like he does need to constantly recharge. He has some kind of power source that he's draining it from, and I can't figure out where it is, but I think that's really the secret. I think also like there's probably some magnetic shit that he's taking advantage of with the nails. So, yeah, I think that's really the thing. He's just like using this guy's magnetic field to like push the nails faster. But that's just my guess. But I also don't have much to say. It's mostly an action chapter that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's where I left off. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
I hope he turns his sword into some guns.
Kagurabachi. That I'm gonna toss this one over to Jersh.
Oh yeah.
Kags. Kagurabachi, chapter 112. Future. I blow a bag a day. Okay, so anyway, last week shit got real for our heroes, mainly Chihiro and also Christian Espinal, our host.
We don't like talking about it.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I'm gonna say is that it's because Samura perished, and he was pretty much the only person that could stand, and fight Akamura as of right now, as far as we know. So, Mr. Shiba, the teleportation extraordinaire, got most of the people out the base safely before they was targeted by Akamura, the Swordmaster, and as he begins to make plans for taking over Japan, everyone we go to see 4 days later what some of our main characters are doing. We pull up to a little apartment. It's got a nice little bar.
It's actually a bar.
Cool. Bar? Bar?
Yeah, it's called Bar Ukako.
Yeah. Oh, nice catch there. I did not peep that. I don't know. That's from anyway. Yeah, they're hiding out. They got their little spot. And they're reading about, and they're looking at the TV and on the news talking about Akamura starting to take over Japan. There's reports stating that the hero's been released and that there's going to be an end to evil or whatever. And we see Iori, Samura's daughter, sitting with, also in the room with the Ninja 3 trio, whose names escape me for the moment, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to it in a moment.
Masumi.
Mini Masumi.
Mini
Masumi, man.
The other two that give it up filthy. I remember the motorcycle situation. It was pretty
cool.
That
was a cool situation, the motorcycle situation.
Yeah. Mind you, all the same arc, by the way, as when.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, Mickey Mouse win. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna have to check out the last episode.
That's all right. Anyway, no, don't take it away from yourself, bro. You won that one fair and square.
A W is a W. If you ask LeBron at that ring count, he's gonna say yes, sir.
So the rest of the Masumi are called Sumi and Moku.
Thank you, Brian. That's how you stall. You said Sumi and
Moku.
Moku. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. They hear a knock on the door. They all get ready to fight because they're, on fucking edge. But it's just Chihiro. He's looking very somber. Just like, oh, you're okay. And he's like, yeah, thanks to Samura. And he's like, oh, and where's Samura at? He takes a look at Iori, and he's like, he doesn't say nothing.
He looks like this. Like, yeah. He saw her. He was like, where's Samura?
Damn. He just said, he said, I held the key to this battle. That's why we lost. It says, so Mr. Samura sacrificed his life to save us all. But Chihiro believes that there's still a chance to bring back Samura, which will not actually take the W away.
No,
from
it doesn't.
it.
I was not very. I was never going to imply that. All right.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't an indictment on like your habits or nothing like that. It was really just to set the record clear for all future agreements.
No, Samura is dead.
Right. So
he is dead.
Yeah.
In order to be revived,
and
he
if
has
they
to
get
die.
the Dragon Balls and bring him back, that's nice and all.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Iori, but deed's done. Anyway. This is the last episode.
I won't be coming back next week, guys. Retirement is imminent for me. Enjoy the show with just Josh and Brian.
It's a heavy L from the land of magic, of whimsy. So, all right, back to the story. Chihiro's talking about how there's still a chance, and what it may sound like cope, but he does have a bit of a point, right? So, he explains how Samura used dark power, which was when the sword started using his own life force to power himself, which amplifies his strength, like we've seen. Chihiro claims that it also happened when he used the Cloud Gouger sword, but ultimately he believes that all the swords have that potential, even if only the Makatsumi. That's the name of his sword?
No, name of his
Shinichi.
sword is Shinichi.
Yeah, the Shinichi, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, aside from the Shinichi, which is constantly when Akimura uses the Makatsumi attack, it's always using that black amplified power, but it doesn't kill him.
Exactly.
So Chihiro says ultimately, he was able, Samura was able to bring me back from death and also revive inanimate objects. So there's no reason to believe we can't try to recreate use his sword and its power to bring Samura back from the ash.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, maybe. But he claims that Mr. Samura never gave up on his life with you, speaking to Iori. So even though it was a life sacrificing ability, he probably had a thought in mind, a hope that he could be able to be brought back, which is why he took that extreme measure. So yeah, again, like I mentioned, he claims that the enchanted blades have what he claims a sort of conceptual life, right? So that if the life in the sword is to sacrifice itself, it can create that same power. So they could, in theory, use the Tobemune, right, which is Samura's sword.
Mm-hmm.
They could use it to sacrifice itself to bring him back, to achieve that same power, without having to sacrifice anybody else's life.
I too had the same cope, Chihiro.
That is just a cope by people with agendas.
Said if only we had these ideas prior to Akimura.
If only we knew this dark power.
So, yeah, upon hearing that they had to break the sword, Iori tries to break the Tobemune on her knee herself, but obviously that's not enough to actually. I figured that might break some swords, right?
Usually, these sheaths are pretty hard, to be honest. I don't know why she kicked the sheath.
That's what it was, the sheath?
Yeah.
Nah, she kicked the from the sheath. Oh, she's wilding.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely has a MCL partial there or something. And Chihiro's like, yo, listen, don't do that. I know how to break an enchanted blade. It's I need and basically he needs his sword to do that. That's what they resolved to.
Mm-hmm.
we cut to Akamura, and he's staring off into the distance, reflecting on life. And he remembers what Samura said before he perished. He says, "You're cursed too." Like about how Chihiro could get rid of his curse. And he thinks, curse? Man, what I got from the war was a lesson. I got a hard ass lesson about life. And at the end of the day, you just gotta work really hard
I don't
and work out yourself.
I don't think that's
It's not what he's saying, but
You gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps and
yeah, I
take care of
cannot
business.
resist. I am not a better man in that regard. So you have to forgive me. So we make and in that same panel, I guess we see a young Chihiro.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's Baby Chihiro.
Yeah, baby Chihiro with blood wrapped around him. I don't know, maybe because
From the mom?
Akuro picked him up and had freshly killed somebody because he's a psychopath.
Well, we don't know about the mom. We don't know what her story is. So maybe she died in childbirth.
But then why would they put the blood on the swath? You know what? Who knows? So we cut to the mountains and we see someone walking into a little hut, right? We see some stuff. Looks like some charcoals, right? And it's Chihiro. And he's throwing on the bandana. Like it goes. And he reminisces on a conversation he had with his dad, but also before that, reminisces on all of the things that were said by prior villains he fought, and about what the purpose of like the weapons are. Right. As he thinks to himself, what kind of blade should I make? As we see the broken N10 on the table on top of some scribbled notes that read new N10 and also new Cloud Gouger. Oh my, yeah. So yep. See, this is why I need the joint too, because when he's covering One Piece, we needed that. So yeah. Now we cut to a conversation Chihiro had with his dad when he was younger, and he says, "I'm not joking about becoming a swordsmith. I want to follow in your footsteps. This was always something I intended to do from the beginning. This is not something that was created on the spot, out of circumstance for the series.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
And I was being very serious, but also in a way that I like to be when I can't help myself. So, yeah. As we get to the end of this chapter, we see Chihiro getting to work on creating some new weapons, as it reads Kagurabachi Part 1 End. Wow.
Wow.
Capital W, capital O, capital W. Wow. Brian, what are your thoughts?
RGC.
Yeah, this is also my RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Can I keep that stack with y'all real quick?
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I am really happy that it wasn't the other one. I'm really happy it wasn't the next series.
Oh, okay.
All I'm saying.
Okay. That's interesting.
All right. So now that part 1 of Kagurabachi is over, I just want to say part 1 of this series was about as close to perfect a series could start.
That was pretty perfect.
For those that don't know, I just pulled the camera really close to my face so everyone can get a very detailed description of my reaction. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm very unprofessional.
Hokuzono, you could tell Hokuzono has everything kind of planned out, like for real from the start. Like, you know how there are many mangaka where it's like, oh, this has always been the plan from the beginning. With Hokuzono, you can tell that because the series, like part 1 ends exactly the way part 1 starts. And it all always comes full circle with this guy. He sets something up and then there's always a payoff no matter how many chapters there are between then and now. I mentioned before that I think Chihiro is going to build his a new sword. I was right. Just putting that out there.
Well, he's not building a new sword. He's fixing it, which I said. So I'm right.
There's a chance that he's combining both Cloud Gouger and Enten into one sword.
I don't think he's doing that. I think he's rebuilding both swords.
I hate to be that guy, but it did say new on the notes.
Yeah, he said, "What kind of sword am I going to build?" He's not saying what kind of swords I'm going to build.
But there's new Enten and new Cloud Gouger.
Argument
These are
for
two
your
separate
sake,
swords.
Ryan, that he's saying he's going to make a new version of the sword.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I kind of agree with you.
Thank you.
He's
Only
rebuilding.
because it literally said it in the notes, but who knows? I mean, whatever. I'm not dying on the hill one way or the other. That's for sure.
But man, this series is like following its roadmap very concisely and very like it's just very efficient with the way that it tells its story. And Hokuzono is like so fucking good at using every fucking page of his chapters to their fullest, while also mixing in like the most incredible panels you'll ever see in Jump. Like so dynamic, so like captivating. A lot of the shit that people like, a lot of the fights that people have, and everything tells such a story. Every fight means something. So no matter how part 2 ends up making out to be, part 1 is for sure like a standard that has to be set for new manga going forward, in my opinion. Like this guy is fucking incredible for his first series, and there's so much to celebrate when it comes to Kagurabachi part 1. So I wish that it was so much more popular than it is. Maybe the manga, maybe the anime will put this series on the map like it's supposed to. But god damn it, is that anime have to live up to a lot of hype. Because this series deserves the best. And Kagurabachi Part 1, like I said before, is about as close to perfect a series can start. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I obviously thought it was a fantastic chapter. It is my RGC, and as such, it's about time. We had our disagreement, me and Kagurabachi, but bygones are bygones. I am moving Kagurabachi back to the top of my A rank. It hasn't.
Yeah,
it's not S yet. What the fuck?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to be S rank. There's only one series up there for me for a reason. S rank is like beyond reproach for me, but Kagurabachi can get there. I own it. It's one of the series I collect. I go out of my way to collect. It's on my bookshelf, despite the fact that I have almost no room on my bookshelf. So it says something about the series and how much I regard it, really. So Kags is definitely up there, top of my A rank. Out of the 20-something series I'm reading for Jump right now, I think it's currently the best in the magazine besides One Piece. So there's something going on there. I wasn't expecting there to be a part breakup for the series, especially for one so young in its run. But I figured Kagurabachi doesn't really plan on being an extensively long series. I could be wrong, but I think like that's not a detriment at all. I'm just saying. I didn't expect there to be a part break. I was very hyped to see, not only the N10 being rebuilt, but the Cloud Gouger, because I think that's going to go to the Cloud Gouger guy's brother. I think that's why I think he's rebuilding the sword. He's going to give it to Natsuko or what's his face.
It is Natsuko.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
Natsuo.
Natsuo. Yeah, I think that's obviously going to go to Natsuo. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. I think Akamura is, as far as jump villains go, he's very good. I think he's very interesting. I'm curious to see. It's crazy that we've been this far, ostensibly what is probably halfway through the series, without knowing exactly what happened in the fucking war. There's still like such a gap of information. And I'm excited to find out what it is. It's just so well written. It's like Brian said, I can't heap enough praise on it.
Oh no, it's Natsuki.
Natsuki. Thank you, Brian. So Kagurabachi will not have a break. It's coming back next week, going into part 2, which is interesting. I figured that I was actually kind of shocked. I was looking at the, Shonen Jump's app, and the website shows like, the countdown to the next chapter. And I was surprised to see that it's like coming back in a week. It was like, oh damn, dude. I thought you were saying this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought you were signaling this to be like, I'm taking 2 weeks off or something. But
Oh shit! Yeah, me too. I just kind of assumed that we wouldn't get it for like a month or something or two.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought we was about to not see Kagurabachi for a minute.
yeah,
Dude, I'm telling
That's
you, this guy's
insane.
in the fucking zone.
yeah, this guy's cooking. I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much. There's obviously probably going to be a time skip. To the length, I can't really speak to. I can't imagine it won't be very long, to be honest. I'd be surprised if it was like over 2 years or something. But I'm excited to see how Kagurabachi handles a time skip. But yeah, this is sick. It's a sick chapter, sick series. Epic cope. It's like I wrote this chapter. It's fun to find out that there's they're establishing, and I'm being very general, that there's like a Bankai level to the enchanted blades, and that there's an extra level that all of them can do. So I'm excited to see how that looks for, what's his face? The guy with the Kumayuri. I remember his sword's name, but not the guy.
Hirohiko.
No, not him.
Uruha.
Uruha, yes. Yeah, I'm, and we still haven't even met the sword masters. That's the crazy part too. I thought we were at least gonna meet the sword masters before, if there's any time skip. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked about this
They need
series.
to have their swords upgraded too.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's still in Soga.
What do you mean?
I wonder if the Swordmaster is still in Soga, or is still in. Is his name right? That's his name, Soga. The Hishaku leader.
Oh no, his name is Yura.
Yura, yeah, forgot. Damn, it's been.
No, I think he's like out of his body by now.
So why are his eyes still fucking?
Well, his eyes were
cracked
always
out?
like that. If you look at other chapters where you see him, now he's probably in there. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure he'll be out by the next time we see him, because he said he would give Yura his body back, and he doesn't need it. But yeah, those are all my thoughts really. Kagurabachi is peak, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Josh, what did you think?
Yeah, I got some thoughts.
I'm way less perturbed by the fact that he made it a part 1 and out of nowhere. The fact that he's seemingly going to just continue, and without skipping a beat. I guess that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not perturbed at
Although
all.
it would have been a really dramatic way to have a time skip. You know what I mean? Because back in my day, authors used to just have a time skip, or they would take a little break and come back. We wouldn't call it part 1 and 2. We just called it Shippuden.
Or Z, because that's technically what Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah.
Z was the original, like Shippuden.
Right. So, I don't really care. it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's still really surprising the way things turned out too. Shit hit the fan. The Swordmaster's the real deal, and they got to figure it out. You mentioned the other two Swordmasters we didn't get to see. It all. A lot of the decisions that was made earlier make so much sense now that he's, I guess, seemingly going to take like this like little bit of time. With not showing the other Swordmasters, making people die a little fast, or like having some of the like I felt like having the Cloud Gouger get destroyed was so weird to me. Like why? It's one of the sacred swords,
and it's
does that mean
so
they're all
cool.
expendable now. I'm just glad it could come back. The Cloud Gouger was fucking dope.
It was so
and
cool.
That dude, oh my god, man, he made people look so stupid. I mean, I'm really curious in the war. I would love it if the next chapter we were getting a full arc, like, well, at least a partial arc talking about the past, to kind of set up like the themes for this for the next part of the series. Because that's another thing. Like the more I started thinking about the fact that this is part one, the more I started to really like that, because it's like, you know what, he had something to say in this one. He's something he's building up towards, and maybe he's really going to deliver on his ideals, or the ideals he wants to express in the series, and really test them rigorously through the plot. Obviously Akamura is going to get to a point where he's going to have to kill people he probably don't want to. Like, he can't let the Hashaku people go free. They were straight up murderers. What's he gonna say? Oh no, y'all good because y'all helped me get out. Out of here. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He probably will.
Chihiro should write that nigga a letter, like while he's building the swords, and be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Them people you keep with you, like that makes you look real hypocritical." And I think other people think that too. And he seems like the type of person that cares a lot about what other people think.
Well, actually, he literally says he doesn't care.
Oh, they all say that.
Oh, okay. You're right about that.
I don't really have any more thoughts. I'm super geeked that he's redoing the swords. He's gonna make them. Oh, man, I did think about something else. This is actually. This was, like, I'm not gonna jump out the window and say it was perfect, but it was a really, really good series, like compact into this part, at least, like so far to this point, because there was a lot to be said about like misdirection, as far as like, we knew that his father created the swords for a purpose, and then one of the people who used the swords went way too fucking far. Right. So, it was like expectations got, subverted. Right. As far as that goes. So it's like, oh, it's hard to put the weight of the blame on someone like Chihiro's father, for creating a weapon like that, because he was just trying to do his best, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, what Yura said to Chihiro in this, and it was flashed back to in this chapter, is right. His father did create this world. He did, for better or worse, he made a decision to help by creating these weapons and putting them in the hands of people. And that's what these decisions led to. So it's just interesting when you think about the fact that he made the N10, gave it to Chihiro, and he lost and it got destroyed. Samura's claimed he just wasn't ready yet. But I don't, I think it's super obvious that it had a lot. It wasn't just about his like sword skill. You know what I mean? It was about just his caliber as a person. You know what I'm saying? And the conviction he has. And that's what we're seeing like here, I guess, like as we're transitioning into this next part, that he's not that, he's a finished product, as far as his ideals and what he's learned. You know what I'm saying? But I think because of his experiences, he has a very clear goal in mind, but he's thinking about it differently than he did in the past because he already had the mission to reclaim all of the swords and not let anyone misuse them. This is just another way of doing it, just different method and a different understanding. And that's growth, that's maturity. I really like that. So I have very high hopes for the rest of the series, and that's why I was very happy you put it at the top of A, because listen, A tier is nothing to snuff at. You love Akane Banashi.
I really do.
Sakamoto Days is fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? But it's still so young. 100 chapters in, there's no doubt, for sure, without New Jump City fucking seal, this will be an S tier, unless this turns into Bleach. You know what I'm saying? But as long as that doesn't happen, and you know what? I should be taking way more fucking shots at Bleach. I'm salty about something else, but I'll. You know what? Those are the end of my thoughts. Does anyone have any rebuttal for what I said for the series?
Well, I would like to say I didn't say it was perfect. I said it was about as close to perfect a series start could.
He did say that, Josh.
Ooh, that's real. That is skating the line. That's close enough for me. You know what? I'll just say it. It was close enough.
You know what? Fuck that.
It was close enough.
Close enough for me.
I mean, what?
My mode.
I mean, you tell me. Was there a single bad chapter of Kagurabachi in all of the 20, 25, like 100 something chapters?
I can think of one.
Shit, I could think of one too. Back when I thought that was the end of the arc. No, but in all seriousness, I guess I can't recall a bad one. I could recall more like tame chapters. I was like, it's cool. They built into it something, and I get those passes to the series I love all the time. So it ain't nothing. So you're right. Almost every chapter has been good. Never bad outright.
And then once Kagurabachi started rolling, it just kept rolling and it didn't stop. Like almost every chapter for the past like 50 chapters have been really fucking insanely high quality.
All right, I know exactly what it is, right? I'm looking for that certain quality, or not quality, the certain substance that I want incorporated into the series that I'm giving it space for. And that's honestly like that, the ideological weight. I want to see how intellectual the series is going to get. You know what I'm saying? Before I'm ready to put it into that tier for myself personally. And that may be different for Chris too. I don't know how aligned we are going to be on that. But for me personally, all of the series I would ever put in S tier, I'm thinking like Hunter x Hunter, World Trigger, obviously, clearly One Piece, and maybe a few others I can't think of off the top of my head right this moment because I don't want to drag on. But I believe Kagurabachi could get there, but it's not there yet. And that's not a knock on the series at all. That's just a personal thing. I will concede that. So if somebody else said it was S tier, I'd be like, I don't agree with you, but I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't. Not like if somebody tried to say like, I don't even want to go there. Look, that's how I feel about it. That's the best way I can express it.
Yeah. All right, boys. Are we ready to move on to the next?
Can I go on my quick tangent real quick?
Oh, yes.
Super fast. There was a death battle that came out, and it was Ichigo versus Yusuke. Yeah. So I'm not about to talk about results or nothing like that. I'm just gonna explain a reaction I had while I was watching. So like before the fight happens, they do character breakdowns, right? So I'm watching Ichigo's breakdown, right? And I'm realizing things I didn't really understand. It didn't stick to me when I was reading. And it was like the massive scale of power towards like the very bottom end of the series, right? So I'm just like reading. So I'm like watching what they're talking. So essentially, Ichigo's power level is universal plus. I'm gonna put it. He can overpower a universe. He's strong enough to destroy a universe as well as a handful of pocket dimensions because of the shushushuing. I don't know what it's
The
called.
what?
Something the tunnels of fucking between the space of the human world and the dead world. Those tunnels.
I forget what they're called too.
Where
It's
he
been a long
trained
time.
before he went to fight Aizen.
Sure.
I don't remember it all. There's like a lot of Bleach.
Of course
I
you
don't remember.
don't, because it don't really matter at the end of the day.
Well,
It's stupid, bro.
It's been
All
a
right,
long
that's
time.
not right. That's mean to say that.
It's been a
Yes, sir.
long time since I read Bleach. I don't know.
But like, yo, bro, I was just thinking, like, yo, this nigga Tite Kubo really just said, and we heard it. He didn't like he was ready to end the series, and then they was like, yo, listen, cut that shit short. Like, all right, like you gotta speed it up. And he thought, all right, before I get up out here, I'm gonna make my character OD super powerful, a lot magnitude stronger than he was like before they told me to hurry this shit up. This motherfucker, this guy, I had no idea how strong Ichigo was. We're talking multi-universal. The nigga with the big buster blade.
Yeah. Why do you think the
Fuck
blade's
outta
so?
here,
Why do you think the blade's so big? He's a universe buster.
Yeah, he has a universe to cut.
The whack ass Soul King or whatever this shit was, the Crystal Man, that if he would have died, he had the power to destroy the whole universe, and Yuhabak absorbed that, and he beat Yuhabak. So there you go. Let's scale it. I love it when it works for the characters I like. I hate it when it works for characters I don't like. That's how it works. And that's my tangent.
Cool. Hell yeah. I guess
Ichigo's multi-universal level. Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it.
All right. Let's move on to the next one.
We call that easy money, GG.
Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo chapter 22, Pathway of Souls. So last we left off, Tsurugi got beat in his duel with Marulu because he was holding back. Dabra is still fighting Maharaga. And at some point, Maru and Yuji linked up and arrived at the Pathway of Souls, where they decided to put a plan in action to prevent cursed spirits from being born again. And by using Maru's technique, Okotsu's cursed energy, and the secrets that were learned by Yuki Tsukumo that Itadori has been carrying around with him this whole time. Itadori is also representing the human side of this harmonic convergence type thing that they're trying to pull off. And we didn't really know what the deal was until now, as Yuji is literally about to explain at the start of this chapter. Yuji explains that he's like, okay, I kind of get what you want to do. You want to use the spaceship's moles, Okosu's cursed energy to boost Mahito's cursed technique, which can manipulate souls and prevent cursed spirits from being born. And Itadori's like, you think you could really do that? And Maru's like, I can if you allow it. And he's like, sure, but like Mahito's not just gonna do what you want. He's kind of a bitch like that. And Maru's like, Maru's like, well, obviously he'll need to be subdued. And they're talking about him like they're talking about him like he's not there. And Itadori's like, subdue him, huh? He's like, Maru's like, you want me to do it? He's like, no, I could do it, but I'm just scared I might actually kill him. This guy's like nothing to me now. He was a big deal before, but he's like literally a peon to me right now. So yeah. Maru explains that this is the Pathway of Souls, so no one except them has physical form. You can't kill Mahito here. Because me and you are the only ones with physical forms. And then Itadori is like, Itadori crouches down to Mahito's level, who just can't believe Itadori is like fully alive right now and not a spirit. And he's like, so did you hear that? You in or what? Mahito tries to take a swipe at Itadori. Itadori easily dodges him. And the backdrop kind of rips to reveal that like this weird spirit world version of Shibuya. And Itadori even notices like, oh shit, it's Shibuya. Trauma. Oh, look, it's the place where I endured my biggest trauma. Mahito is like, well, if you both got physical forms, then you will die here if I kill you. You know, you're not like me. You're not like just some weird spirit. So I'm the one who's gonna be wreaking havoc. And he uses idle transfiguration on the buildings around them and tries to attack Itadori. He explains that the reason he can do that is because this place is built from matter almost identical to the soul, which is something he can manipulate with his curse technique. So, you know, he's like attacking with everything he's got. And I think he actually tries to pull off his domain expansion, but then he gets cut. His like fingers and the arms in his mouth also get cut completely off. And we get this crazy 2-page spread where Itadori literally cuts the building and all of the weird soul energy attack that Mahito just hit him with. In this incredibly drawn 2-page spread.
Yeah.
Where he's just standing there aura farming as everything is
OD. As he Resident Evil 1 the shit out of his curse technique.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, the laser scene.
Yeah, the laser scene. I figured.
The laser scene.
Laser scene.
His special move.
So yeah, Mahito is just like cooked. Itadori literally flicks like a third of his face over to Maru. And he's like, damn, were you always this weak? And Maru's like, sorry, we're gonna have to use you now. And they turn Mahito into some weird sparkly dust. Meaning that I guess they've subdued him and are able to use his technique. So Itadori is like still a little like pressed about it. And Maru's like, wait, are you all right? And he's like, no, I mean, I'm just a little concerned that he messed with my friends who've passed on. And Maru explains that like normally souls can't interfere with each other to that extent here. And Itadori is like, but that doesn't make sense because that's what his curse technique does. That's why he needs him. Right. He's like, it's all right. He doesn't have that much cursed energy left. He just regained his power temporarily due to the influence of my own curse technique. So, you know, he wasn't even nearly like as strong as he would have been.
Maru's he's just chatting, bro. He don't know that. Yo, your boy Mahito was violated.
Yeah,
his dead homie.
Yeah,
I know it.
I
know it.
So they walk into this room where there's this weird toy wagon with a Mahito doll, Yuki Tsukumo's Book of Secrets, and Okotsu's ring on it. And Maru asks Itadori to confirm some things about cursed spirits. Itadori explains what cursed spirits are. Obviously, they're spirits born off of the negative emotion that leak out of humans. The phenomenon almost exclusively happens in Japan. So to create a world where there's no cursed spirits, the only way to do it is either to eliminate cursed energy from the Japanese or to turn the Japanese into sorcerers, like the Culling game tried to do. So, you know, they go through the two options. Obviously, they don't want to do option 2 because that would create a lot of people with heavenly restriction, and they're worried that like a lot of people with heavenly restriction would be would be evil, and that would be harder to stop because not everybody would have heavenly restriction to make their body stronger. So they're going to go with option 1, which is, wait, what was it? Okay, yeah. Wait, sorry, I'm confusing the other two. Yeah, they're gonna go with option 1 to literally just create a world where like to eliminate cursed energy from the Japanese and to just make sure cursed spirits can't be born with cursed energy. So, yeah. They explain. Itadori asks Marulu what he feels about what they're doing right now, and Maru's like, "Man, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but you know, I wanted something to come out of all this since we've made such a mess on Earth. And if we can make cursed spirits not born again, I feel like it would be worth it, basically." And Itadori is like, I'm not denying how you feel, but what we're about to do is like a huge sin because in exchange for his safety from cursed spirits, we're taking away all kinds of possibilities from the future, such as using cursed energy as a renewable energy source, because eventually we're going to run out of resources here on Earth. So, you know, we were looking into ways of converting cursed energy into actual energy for people. So, you know, it'll be rough. And on top of that, we're tampering with people's bodies without their consent, and that's nothing to be proud of. So Maru's like, oh shit, then what should I do? And Itadori is like, despite all that, I'll do it. And we get the actual, like, the best look at his face that we've seen so far while he says this. Maru's like, are you sure? Are you sure that's okay? And Itadori is like, hell no, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because he thinks it's the right thing to do. And it seems that he's going to live for another 300 years or so. So he wants to do everything he can to, you know, help people while he's here. And he can accept any punishment if it comes to that. But he is curious if, like, his aging process will continue if he doesn't have his cursed energy. And Maru points out that he doesn't intend to have this thing interfere with people who are already here and have cursed energy or current Jujutsu sorcerers, and to only apply to the people of the future and non-sorcerers. So they're like, the cursed spirits are next then. He's like, yeah, the cursed spirits that exist now are. And he's like, that's not what I meant. Even if you eliminate cursed energy from the Japanese, cursed spirits will probably still be born. And that's literally where the chapter leaves off. As Maru's like, what? That was Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 22. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
This is a funny chapter. Cool chapter, but mostly funny in my opinion. Mahito is cringe to me. I said it, and that's why I'm really happy it wasn't our RGC, because like I would have been like, oh, you guys got nostalgia baited. That's what happened. You got nostalgia baited for something that happened 3 years ago or something. Actually, damn, Jujutsu Kaisen
has been going on for longer than that.
Yeah, that was before 2020.
Mm-hmm. I think it started in 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is nostalgic. Why they didn't bring back your boy Jigen? Remember the one we thought was gonna be part of the team? They had him like with the other characters in the beginning, in the intro. Oh, the one that Mahito turned into a fucking creature was
Junpei.
Junpei, yeah. Why is Junpei at? Why wasn't he in the tunnel? Like, hey, Itadori,
because he's dead.
For killing this jerk.
Well,
thanks for killing this jerk.
Well, I don't know where they are, but it's not like heaven or anything where they're going to see people. They specifically plucked Mahito out of the fucking ether for this deal.
They sure did. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought him, fucking turning his curse technique into Lego was pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I could care less for this dude, Mahito. He got washed, bro. That's it. You got bodied by non-peak Itadori, and we're way past that.
This is peak Itadori. This is the strongest he's ever been.
I'm talking about like back then.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He done already lost to a non-peak Itadori. Like, he's food for someone like Okotu. Straight, like straight lunch.
Yeah.
Lunch, I tell you. You know? So like I just
Lunch, I say.
Yeah, I'm telling you, for real. You know what I mean? So it's a missable meal. It's a missable meal. That's all I'm trying to say. So I did think it was really interesting the debate they had as far as what's the course of action to take, utilizing Mahito's ability to remove cursed energy from people's souls or whatever. It's a cool convo. I feel like they had some real weird solutions, but I felt like he had to weed out all the crazy ideas first before they got to the stuff that actually made the most sense. Clearly, like I think like to choose between those two options, whether to make everyone cursed users or order to remove cursed energy from everybody, like it just seems so stupid. They said most of it comes from Japanese people, and if they only do it in Japan, other people are going to develop cursed energy, bro. It's going to come back somehow. And I think that's what Itadori is about to make a point about in the next chapter. To say that even if you got rid of it from everyone in Japan, there's still, the motherfuckers feeling some type of way in South America. Right? So
yeah,
cursed energy will find a way. So yeah, both, and then of course the other solution of just making everybody superpowered and like the harm is going to go from it being cursed spirits to people wilding on each other. They already wild on each other, and it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and they have a common enemy. So cool dialogue or whatever. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I'm starting to check out a little bit. A tiny bit. I know it's coming to an end. I feel it. These conversations they're having, these final fights, and plus we know it's supposed to be a short series.
Yeah.
I just like, could we not have gotten 50 of them things? 50 bro.
Thanks.
All right, I'm rambling. I ain't got nothing else to say. It was a cool chapter. I know I sounded a little negative at some points, but it was an enjoyable chapter. Doesn't beat a big ass fucking dragon though. That's
certainly not.
Brian, what are your thoughts?
It was really fucking cool to see Itadori not even use an iota of his power to fucking demolish Mahito. Honestly, it's a little underwhelming. Everybody was like, "Oh man, when Mahito fights Yuji, it's gonna be fucking insane," and it was just insane in the way that you just didn't expect it to be insane. I guess it just put things into perspective, like just how strong Yuji really fucking is. Because Mahito was this guy back in the day that was a big fucking deal, and now he's literally chump change compared to Yuji at this point in at his life, which is, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's discussions going around that Yuji could 1v2 Gojo and Sukuna. Like Yuji is.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Yo, I don't even want to argue that. Like, I don't have a dog in the race, to be honest, but it just sounds fucking insane.
It sounds insane, but with the stuff that they're saying, it kind of feels like it's doable with Yuji.
I don't know about all that.
Who's even thinking about that?
I mean, because if you really think about it, Yuji has like 4 curse techniques that are all extremely fucking powerful.
I think the big thing is that he could just do black flashes at will, for real.
Yeah, he could do black flashes at will. He has blood manipulation, which can make him extremely fucking durable. He has most likely the fire shit that Sukuna has, and malevolent shrine.
It'd be crazy if he has furnace.
So, and plus the dude is literally just Jujutsu God right now.
What's furnace? The arrow?
Yeah, the fire thing that he did, where he literally he was literally like a nuke.
Ability to cut any space.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the world slash.
Cheating move.
He probably has it.
I'd be surprised if he has the world slash, to be honest.
with Black Flash, if he's Black Flashing motherfuckers for fun, that means there's a chance that he has the highest understanding of jujutsu than anybody that has ever lived.
Yeah, for everyone else, it's like a chance. Itadori could just do
Yeah.
it on purpose.
But Black Flash also makes you better at jujutsu. It helps you understand it more every time you hit it. So
It's like a force multiplier whenever it's a whenever you catch
on top of that, it also teaches you about jujutsu. Like it makes you better at using it too.
Like it inherently increases
Yeah.
your
Yeah, so
Your
if
output.
he's able to just do it at will, that implies that he's hit so many Black Flashes that he's just like, oh, I've uncovered the mystery behind this, and I can do it whenever I want now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not here to power scale Yuji at this point. There's not enough data for real to find out the pinnacle of his abilities. I'm just assuming he's obviously the strongest in the verse right now. And that's all we really need to know.
Yeah, those are my thoughts.
I enjoyed this chapter a lot. You know, I'm not gonna say I was like nostalgia bait, but I do like that this is a subtle callback to when Itadori first beat Mahito, and he was like, "If you show up again, I'll just fucking kill you again." And he said it so nonchalantly. And it's a cool, like, almost like fulfilling that promise.
Yeah.
It's like, if I see you again, it's on site.
You did.
Yeah, so that was cool. It was cool in that respect. But yeah, I'm very curious as to see how this really resolves, because I don't think it's actually possible to get rid of cursed spirits, and I think that was a little bit of the point. That no matter what, is that it's just going to exist somehow in a way, like energy can't be destroyed. It just gets like transferred or something.
Ooh, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to talk over your thoughts, but it's got to have something to do with the way Callians don't attack the Rumelians. Because they are lethal to others, because they're probably the way cursed spirits are towards, humans. So that's got to be the key, exploring that connection they have with the Callians and replicating that to the cursed spirits of like that relationship between people and the cursed spirits.
Yeah, possibly. Just like finding a harmony, like a for real harmony, instead of eliminating them. But yeah, I'm curious. I mean, it's been cool to see Itadori. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm so curious as to how he got to this point and what's he been doing all these years. It's cool to have our main character of the last series be kind of an enigma in this one. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about this. I'm just kind of waiting and seeing where it goes. I thought the fight was sick. It was just like really satisfying to see Itadori like one shot Mahito very easily.
Yeah.
So, I'm just waiting to see where it goes. I'm curious to see how it all works out. Because he seems, even though like Itadori seems to understand that like cursed spirits will probably still be born, he's still down to do this. So I'm wondering why that is. But so, it's like, what's the point then? Why are you still doing this? But yeah, those are all my thoughts really. Anything else you guys want to add before it's all over?
Get cubed, square.
Cool. Get cubed, square. I like it a lot.
Lame ass nigga. Fuck your bum ass technique.
All right. Well, with that was Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. And that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram. You can find Brian at b.esp on Instagram and Twitter as well. The show you can find on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at New Jump City. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter and TikTok as well, I believe. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll talk about it in a pre-show chat show that we did this week. Look forward to that. And subscribe to the show, like, share, all that stuff. Help us out with the algorithm. It would be very appreciated. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, yo.